All right, so let's flip over to the NFL, and let's. We've had the Denver Broncos fans, much like the 49 fans, in the choke over the last week over our video for last week in regards to the Denver Broncos and their misgivings against Russell. So
you being much nicer. You being much nicer than the thoughts in my head right now.
Hey, listen, well, somebody got to be a good cop, somebody got to be a bad cop. So let's get to it.
Yeah.
So apparently, when you come down in the valley of the Denver Broncos, the Mile High City, and when it comes down to this, it's plain and simple. Apparently, that Sean the Joker Payton, along with George Two-Face Payton, decided when they took the job in Denver,
they was gonna burn it down.
In order for them to bring the Broncos back to the winning ways, everything, and I mean everything, must burn.
Must be burned.
Everything burns.
So everything must burn. Apparently, that's the mantra of what Sean Payton and George Payton are on right now.
Yes,
everything
must burn. I'm so happy to have G.A. Patriot in the house because he said Denver and Dallas are his two favorite teams to hate. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
So they released Russell Wilson to a record number of dead money owed. They might be the first time in history that in the NFL where a player or person gets fired before they work a day on a new contract.
Yes.
Problem one.
They
traded Jerry Jeudy for a pack of tropical fruit bubblicious and some Skittles.
And a half water bottle that's been open.
And a Snapple.
and stale pork rinds.
Yes, exactly.
And warm ice cream from the freezer that broke down.
Right. Instantly give you the bubble guts when you eat it.
Yes.
So then they released Justin Simmons, a multi-time All-Pro Bowler.
That was uncooked chicken.
Which who led the league in interceptions since 2017.
Say that again. Don't run past that. Because Denver fans, y'all got some explaining to do. He did what since 2017?
He led the league in interceptions since 2017.
So this is not an over-the-hill player.
No. As we speak,
I want to say he's an All-Pro.
Yes, two-time All-Pro and two or three, I think four-time Pro Bowler, something like that. I have to look it up.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry. Don't worry. It gets worse. It gets worse. So clearly, we know how Cortland Sutton feels about this whole situation when it comes down to.
You ain't seen that clip.
Yeah, he's upset. So Cortland Sutton's upset about all these changes. All his friends and his homies are being released.
Yeah.
So
he woke up to an empty room.
He did.
Where's all my roommates?
Right. So judging based upon their recent trend, and we're gonna get to the transactions here in a second. How do you feel about what they're doing in Denver, and will this amount to any type of turnaround? And mind you, I looked at the stat today. They've had 7 straight losing seasons. If nobody knew that,
it's about to be 8.
Oh damn! About to be 8. You heard it here first.
It's about to be 8. It's about to be 8, trending towards 9. Strong trending towards 9.
Okay, so here's the transaction list. So they let Russell Wilson go. They let Justin Simmons go. They re-signed Tim Patrick, which I was cool with. Restructured McGlinchey, traded Jeudy, and signed PJ Locke.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Yep.
What?
Yep. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing.
Hell on.
Yep.
Okay.
So objectively, I'm gonna say this to you. Objectively, do you think that this is a means to an end? Let me put it that way.
If it is, it's going to be one of the greatest recoveries ever seen in NFL history. As G.A. Patriot said, since Peyton rebuilt the Saints after Katrina, he has created a disaster, or he won't know where to start. Well, damn it,
that's a good one.
He put dynamite to every levee. And there's a full-out flood happening in Denver. It is burning. He just walked through with gasoline water bottles and burning everything down right now.
Burn it down.
Because when you look at it, the thing is, what they're getting rid of just doesn't make it. People can,
If you haven't noticed, Coach Curtis is frustrated by this whole situation. I just want to let you know.
It burns me up, man, because it is so egregious what is happening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if there's people there that know anything about football.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make food if the cupboard's bare.
That's a fact.
You can't. For anybody that's grown up, what they say, food compromised, you know what it feels like when you open your cabinet and there's nothing but tumbleweeds in there.
Dust bunnies.
The oatmeal has no oats.
Mm-hmm.
The peanut butter has no peanuts. And the jelly ain't nothing but L and Y. They lying to you.
All you got is some powdered potatoes with no milk.
You see how you got something, but you don't have the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got powder, but you don't have any milk. You just got the powder. It's just there.
It's there.
What am I supposed to do with this? And
Not
what are you doing? When you look at people again, you can say what you want about Russell, right? You can say his production, you can say he wasn't the same as a quarterback that he was in Seattle. You can argue that all you want. I'm arguing what we've talked about so many times. Right is right. And how you treat somebody. I just believe that. How you treat someone is very telling. The way that they wanted to circumvent things, how gully they were, how conniving they were. Again, you just don't do this when you're playing with people's livelihoods.
Yep.
Right? You're playing with people's livelihoods. Jerry Jeudy, I know there have been concerns of, is he that player? Is he not? Can he play? Can he be this receiver? Whatever. Got it. But you're trading Jerry Jeudy for a 5th round and 6th round pick?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm Cleveland,
and not a hot one either, because Cleveland won and they were in the playoffs, so those picks are low.
Low. If I'm Cleveland, behind the scenes, I'm high-fiving and skipping like I'm in Dancing with Music. Like I'm one of the little women. I am skipping through I'm skipping through the fields right now because you're getting a player who has potential, right? You're getting him for a 5th and 6th round. Like you said, they made the playoffs.
I would call that for free, to be honest.
So punt those, because the players that you most likely going to get in the 5th and 6th round,
that can be Jerry Jeudy.
It's not going to be Jerry Jeudy. When you look at who else, Tim Patrick, okay, but then Justin Simmons.
Off injury, mind you. He's coming off an injury.
But then Justin Simmons. I think that's the other one. Because some of these you start to, let me see where they're coming from, right? So you start to look at it with a squinted eye, but you're like, let me make sense. Justin Simmons. And here's the thing. You don't trade him. You don't negotiate and get something back.
Just flat out cut it.
Release what many in the NFL would say is a top tier safety.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about top 5 safeties.
Could be. Depending on who you ask.
To clear $14.5 million in cap room.
Didn't ask the structure or nothing, just cut it.
Just cut him. He just woke up, he cut. Like, wait, what happened? Here's the thing. You are looking at.
Yeah, you on fire today.
Yeah, remember who the owner is. I said this, high expectations are the key. We did not talk about this last week about, hey, they running it like they looking that it's an extension of Walmart, not a football team.
They're rolling it back.
They're rolling it back.
They're rolling it back.
I see what you did. Anybody that's a Walmart fan, you should have caught that right there. That's a good one. That's good timing. But when you let's look at this number, and I want to throw it over to hear your perspective. How much are they on the hook for with Russell?
This year or total?
Total.
$86 million in dead money.
This year, 39?
30, yep. 37.5. Because he signed a $1.2 million deal with Pittsburgh. So we'll get to that. But he signed a deal with Pittsburgh. So that decreased the amount of money that he's owed, but only by $1.2 million.
Yeah. Releasing Justin, you're talking about $51 million. $51 million in totality with 2 players that just
And we talking about a Super Bowl champion and a multiple time Pro Bowl All Pro players. I mean, we talking about elite talent. Gone.
Then they didn't negotiate. They didn't negotiate. They didn't say, let's try to get some draft picks. Because of how we were gutted by doing this Russell Wilson trade, let's use Justin to try to recoup some of that to try to build.
That would be smart money. And
that would have been. Their cupboard is bare right now.
And I'm sure if somebody would have been asking for his service.
What?
Sure. Yeah.
If they would have picked up the phone and said, we're trading Justin, they would have gotten people knocking on their door. They damn sure would have got more than a 5th and 6th round draft pick that does nothing for their draft stock right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because if anybody's looked at the drafts picks that they have, if you are a Denver fan and you think that the draft picks you got this year are going to put you any higher than 5th in your division, and there's only 4 teams.
Damn. He's going to finish 5th in the division. It's only 4 teams.
Yes. You are 5th in your division right now, and there's 4 teams, and you're starting at 6th. Let me tell you, I want Denver fans to come to the screen. You right now, if you believe that your draft picks this year and Sean Payton are going to turn your team around, and you're going to be competitive, you're more delusional than a Dallas fan right now that believes that the things that they've done in this legal tampering moment is going to make them Super Bowl contenders.
Which has been 0. But go ahead, though.
Yeah. You got a better chance of asking Dak Prescott to renegotiate and take a league minimum on his contract. You got a better chance right now of saying that Jerry Jones is not going to talk in the regular season. He's going to let the coach. You got a better chance of that happening.
Speak on it.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
But now that I'm back peaceful, the battle rap energy is leaving me.
Yeah, I agree.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this? And I'm loving GA Patriot. I have to keep from looking because he's putting fuel in the fire and he's getting me spun back up, and I'm working
the battery back. I know.
He is.
I'm trying to get you out. I understand.
They can rebuild in the draft in like 2026. They can rebuild in 2028.
Yeah, well, damn. Yeah, y'all go hard to paint. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. Listen, I spoke my, I guess you can say, a detailed, I guess you can say synopsis of what I felt about how they did Russell last week. So if you haven't watched that video, go back on the channel and check that out, please, because it was a very good one.
Yep.
I believe we're up to almost 1,300 views on it already. Yep. So like I said, we've had, and the Denver Broncos and fans have been, they've definitely had some choice words to say.
There's some meat on the bone that you might want to go check out.
Yes, indeed. But I just for the viewers out here that's watching now, I would definitely say that I'll rehash it slightly by saying this, and I think Kurt kind of alluded to it, the fact that they were never in the business, at least Sean Payton was not in the business of giving Russell a fair chance. And I'm sorry, you just don't do people like that. Especially based upon the fact that of what you offered him and gave him willingly.
Yeah.
And that's my issue.
Yeah.
You willingly gave him this contract, and that's what you were supposed to honor, right? Because fans always want to browbeat players for not being honorable and not being loyal to their teams, right? The team has the same obligation to be loyal to the player if we want to play that game. Either we're both loyal together, or neither one of us are. Yeah. So
all of us cheating. All of us cheating.
Right. What time you want to be on? Just let me know, because I'm gonna get the same energy you on.
Yeah.
So in regards to how they treated Russell, again, going to him and telling him we're going to bench you unless you remove your injury clause, and that's a fact. That's not an argument of a point at this point. It's on paper. The NFLPA was involved, and Russell said it out his mouth verbatim.
Yeah.
The horse's mouth, he said what they came and told him: we're going to bench you if you don't remove it. And all you're basically telling me in an innuendo, in a business sense, is that I need for you to make it easier for me to cut you. So I need you to take this out.
Yeah.
So who in anybody's blue hell would do that. You're basically telling me, and you come to me and walking to me my desk one day and say, look, I need you, that bonus we gave you, I need you to get that back because we're gonna fire you at the end of the cycle.
Yeah.
Why the hell would I do that?
Need
Why?
you to pay us back the money that
And
we gave you.
And we're just talking simple business. We're not talking about a physical game like football. You want me to remove the injury clause when there's a 99.9% injury rate in the league, to remove that.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to bench you. So basically giving you an ultimatum.
Yeah.
Right? And despite the fact that I was winning games, see, that's the thing. You wanted to sabotage me and let us not have I guess you can say anything in the realm of a winning record. So you can have reasoning for getting rid of me. But all of a sudden, I started winning games for you. So
none of that makes sense.
No, it doesn't. So I started winning games for you. Then you come to me after we win a big game against the Chiefs to tell me right at the bye week, say, "Hey, look, I know we're winning and all, but it's like what he said with the manager said in Major League. He said, "Nice catch, Hayes. Don't ever effing do it again."
Yeah.
So I'm gonna punish you for doing good. So I'm gonna bench you if you don't remove this clause. And so it's your choice. Again, so why would I do that? So again, how you treated a man and going into the situation negatively was my issue. Because again, if I'm the ownership and I'm talking to Sean Payton and I'm discussing with him his vision for the team, right?
Yeah.
And he's telling me, he's want to do X, Y, and Z with the team. He wants to build it in this manner, build it in this fashion. What I need to hear out of his mouth before we talk contract is that, do you have in your plans?
Do you have a plan, a strategy
to make Russell Wilson work as our franchise quarterback? Because we just gave him $200 some odd million and 100 some of that is guaranteed. And if we can't move forward with him, it's going to be highly punitive for us to move off of him and get somebody else.
Make this work.
You got to make it work. And if you can't 100% guarantee me that you're going to do everything in your power to do that, then we can't do business. And I don't know what he told them and how he made them believe or fooled them into believing that. But the moment he got the job, you can tell by his energy and his language and the things he said in the media that he had no faith in Russell being his franchise quarterback. None. The slight jabs in the media and how he deployed him early on in the season. Because they struggled early on in the season. And then despite that, I guess you can say hampering that Sean Payton was doing play calling wise, Russell still was winning. So he was winning despite all that. And then you still come to me telling me that, hey, no, we have a soft tanking strategy here, sir, and you're winning games, so we can't have that. And we need to get rid of you because I don't want you as my franchise quarterback. So guess what? You need to do this or sit on the bench.
And then try to lie to us. And then try to lie to us and say, well, it's a competition and we want to reinvigorate the offense.
Let's
with Drew Luck? Drew Luck. That's who?
It was Jerry Stidham.
Jerry Stidham. That's who you're trying to tell us?
That's the thing. It's not a competition when you make a $200 million. There's no competition. No. Okay, who are you bringing in to compete with Dak? Trey Lance is not a threat to Dak Prescott. Let's be real about it.
No.
Whoever the backup is in Kansas City is not a threat to Patrick Mahomes.
And you tried to tell us that Jarrett Stidham was going to be the resurrector.
Yeah, that was a bunch of bull.
What?
It's a bunch of bull. But moving into the other parts of this whole aspect of it, and that's what I was trying to drive towards. If you could see what type of vision he has for the team, because I don't see it.
Right, I don't at all.
I don't know what they're going to do at quarterback. They may land the fourth or fifth or maybe sixth quarterback in the draft, depending on how things shake out. And then Bo Nix Penix, he has aspirational dreams of McCarthy, but he may or may not get him, depending on how people feel about him in the draft. So who knows there? But at least Justin Simmons was wild. Again, he's the best defensive player you probably had at this point.
Yes.
You at least outside of Surtain, he's probably your best player.
Yeah.
Like I said, re-signing St. Patrick was good. I think I like him if he's healthy, but he's had some injury concerns. Jerry Jeudy, again, one of your better wide receivers, let him go for practically nothing, was wild as well.
Right.
And again, on top of the fact that you say you have heavy, lauded cap issues and no money to be able to spend in free agency to fix any of these issues, one, and you only have 7 draft picks to go into the draft with. I'm sorry to tell you this, Denver, but 7 draft picks in the 2024 draft is not going to fix your problems. And you're going to have a lot of question marks on your roster come into April after the draft is all said and done. Because again, outside of him trading, let's say hypothetically trading Javonte Williams or Surtain to get some high-end draft capital, guess what? You're not going to be able to fix this in 1 year. And
your ass out.
Again, so this is the question I have.
Yes.
for you. So, do you think that if they don't figure it out and figure it out fast, that the ownership will get impatient with the fact that you kind of pseudo lied to me about you making Russell work? If that was the agreement, which should have been the agreement anyway, I don't see how it's not. As a businessman, if I'm paying somebody $200 million, I need him to play for me and play for me well. Mm-hmm. You need to make that happen. If you can't make it happen, I'm going to wait. I'm going to keep finding a coach, keep hiring and firing coach until I find him.
Yep.
So, do you think that he can figure this out and get this turned around before he and the GM get canned?
Let me say it like this. If your homeboy, if I came to you and I said to you, Coach, I just saw my lady on both knees giving gawk 3,000. And I saw the sweat from his head hit the top of her forehead. And you asked me, so y'all still together? And I say, oh, yeah, we are. Matter of fact, we're going out to dinner tomorrow. Would you believe that I'm going to change course or do anything different if I tell you what just happened and I say I'm still with her?
And you get what you get. I mean, just keep your gangster. You sign up for it. At that point, you're not a victim. You're a volunteer. If you're nobody and you sign it and you still stay, unless it's some type of thing that's punitive and you're gonna be living in a cardboard box if you leave her. Outside of that, I can't really see the idea of staying.
Exactly, and that's what Denver is to me right now.
Mm-hmm.
They are seeing what Sean Payton is doing. They are watching him drive this organization into the ground. And they're not batting an eye. Yeah. I don't think they're going to get impatient. I think, like you said, I think that he has sucked them off so well that they believe that this is part of his grand scheme, his grand plan, and he's going to resurrect this team and he's going to right the ship. Here's the thing. When I went back and looked and I really studied, because I like to see the character of the person. I like to see the blueprint of the person. When I went back and looked and I really studied his time in New Orleans.
Yep.
You know, really after that Super Bowl win, they rode that for years.
Yeah, they had winning seasons, but they never got back to the
never sniffed that type of prominence again.
No, they didn't. You're right.
And that was under his watch.
It was.
When you look at the players that he was able to develop, when you look at what the players did with him, he held on to Drew Brees
too long,
right? Mm-hmm. Again, he showed the characteristics of, if you're my guy, I treat you this way. And if you're not my guy, I treat you another way. And so when I looked at that time, this is carrying it over to Denver. And to me, I heard this from Dion. I don't adopt legacies. I create them. Sean Payton's an adopter. He's not a builder.
So are you trying to say that he rode the coattail of the Hall of Fame career of Drew Brees more so than being the curator himself? Is that what you're saying?
Outside of Drew Brees, who can you remember?
I can't. I'm gonna stop you there. I can't.
Exactly. Most coaches, when you talk about coaching trees, you also see players, right? Bill Parcells, Keyshawn Johnson, LTs, the Curtis Martins, the Drew Bledsoe. You can start to see and associate that these are players that under their watch either became better, learned, adopted something. Sean Payton, you only associate Drew Brees with him.
Fact. That's a fact.
Nobody else.
You can get into the whole, the non-pass interference call, game where they should have went to the Super Bowl because of that. But outside of that, again, that was Drew Brees is doing, obviously, and his is an elite passing skill. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. And it's funny because a buddy of mine who's a Happy Raiders fan, he watched the show. Yeah. And he told me when Sean Payton got hired, he felt like the game had passed Payton by then. And I wasn't on the idea of believing him, but if he don't get it together and find it fast, He might be right.
I don't think that they're gonna get impatient because I think they're gonna suffer from billionaire problems. I think that they're going to hit we cannot admit that this is a failure for us as business owners.
We let him do that, so we got to let him ride it and let him fix it.
Yeah.
That's a good point. And I also believe to this, and this is another thing about having ownership that's not necessarily sports people.
Yep.
That they don't really understand the business and what it takes, so they just kind of hand it over to the person who has some type of mystique or some type of skin in the game.
Yep.
And they just let them do it, let them run it. Because again, most people that are let's put it like this, and I'm gonna give you a good GM name to really drive home my point. Yeah. Jeffrey Lurie would never have let Sirianni, Doug Peterson, or even Andy Reid release their franchise quarterback at that price point.
He would have fired them.
Exactly. I don't care what your name is. I don't care if you win a Super Bowl here or not. Again, look what they did to Doug Peterson after a year and a half of him winning the Super Bowl. Fired him. So
some say they might have fired him too early, but they was like, we be damned.
Yeah, exactly. If you ain't on board with what we're trying to do, guess what? You got to go. Again, it's less Peterson to fire a coach. I don't care who you are. Short of you being, Vince Lombardi, Bear Bryant, even Bill Belichick to a certain degree in his heyday with Tom Brady. And again, if it's way less punitive to get rid of a coach if he's not on board with your vision than it is to get rid of a franchise quarterback that's going to cost you $80-something million in dead money.
See, that's that part right there. And you just hit the nail on the head with this. We are more liable to these players and this dead money than to you as a coach.
Right.
And most time when they come to, i.e., $37 million at the time, 39,
right,
or your contract as a coach that may be $5 to $7 million.
And what I can do is I can just write with Sean is more like 25 million. But again, I can write a check and give you that right now and let you send you on your merry way, or I can defer it. I can pay you in installments, but guess what? It's not counting against the salary cap.
Yeah.
The coach salary does not count against the salary cap. So no matter how much I pay you, I can release you and pay you over time. Look at the Raiders, prime example. They still paying Gruden, they still paying McDaniels, and then they got a new coach.
Yeah.
So again, but none of that's on the books, none of that's on the salary cap. So guess what? It's way less punitive to get rid of a coach, and if he's not a part of your vision, than it is to get rid of a player who has guaranteed money in this contract and a lot of it. So,
I'm not going to lose the player, draft picks, and money. Oh, I'm not going to go 0 for 3.
No, definitely not doing that.
In the words of Denzel, I'm going to leave here with something.
I'm leaving here with something. I am leaving here with something. So yeah. I have no love lost for the situation. Like I said, I think they did Russell completely wrong, and I tweeted this. I said, look at the left side of the screen.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna blow it up.
You do right.
So you do right by Dangerous. Everything Peyton are going to fail. Hashtag Broncos.
Fail. Yes.
And again, it's already right in the shit because Russ Wilson has signed a $1.2 million deal with the Steelers. And guess what happens this coming season? The Steelers play the Broncos. So
listen, I may be early, but I ain't gonna lie. He looked damn good in that black and gold.
He do. I 100% agree with that.
He looked damn good in that black and gold.
And I don't know if he's watching or not. He probably watched the replay if he's not live. I told Rich this on Twitter. I said that the problem has been with the last 2 years in Denver, and we're gonna wrap up with this before we get to the Cowboys, is that what they did or what they failed to do is with Hackett and Peyton, they did not focus in on what Russell does well. Building him a solid running game.
Nope.
Give him a lot of play action boot outside of the pocket, extension, moving sideline to sideline type of action and how he runs offense. Look at his AK and his career, 100% passer rating for the Seattle Seahawks. He had 100% passer rating. That's the most that's the best in the league over that time period.
Yeah,
it's in Seattle by doing that. Had a dominant running game, solid defense, good running game, play action passes, good receivers. I can throw the ball down the field and I can move and I can make the defense play me honest.
Boot action, getting him outside the pocket, letting him extend. Yeah, they said this is our scheme, and you gonna fit it
right
compared to what you do, and let us build around it.
And I'm glad he said, Coach Benson's in the building. I'm glad he's here to hear me say this, because you have heard me say this, and I've said this to him as well. We've all coached together. When you ask me as a defensive coordinator, you say, Coach, what do you run on defense? I say, I run a multitude of things, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because my scheme can adjust, because I know how to call multiple things.
Yeah.
My scheme can adjust to my personnel.
Yep.
Versus my personnel having to adjust to my scheme.
Yep.
Because if I don't have a 34 scheme and I don't have 34 personnel, guess what?
It's not running a 34.
It ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
It all depends on the personnel we get. And every year, coaching youth and high school football, even in college, the talent changes every year. So whoever you get, you're lucky enough to get, from the Boys Club program or the high school program, or you get in on scholarship. That depends on, the players you get, depending on what you can run. And you can run that scheme, and the strength of that scheme can run to the best of the team's abilities versus you trying to force a scheme on a player. So you're trying to force your playbook on Russell rather than maximize his strength and his skill set. It was a complete utter travesty, is why it failed in Denver. Hackett, clearly we understand that no matter where he is, unless Aaron Rodgers quarterbacking, he can't coach.
Yep.
And Sean Payton tried to force feed or sabotage Russ's ability to play quarterback because he wanted to get rid of him. Whatever that is, or whatever that driving force was, reason why it didn't work with Payton. Now, guess what he has in Pittsburgh? A dominant defense, a dominant run game, which will get better come the offseason as they finish signing people and they get into the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And he has good receivers and a good tight end, 2 good backs. So it's Seattle 2.0.
Yeah,
it's Seattle 2.0. So buckle up. I mean, if he does do better and get back to those winning ways, Denver going to be licking their wounds for the next 3 years.
Listen, I know Russ won't do it, but I really would feel so great if he hit that scene from remember the Titans when the defensive end tackled a dude and he pointed at the coach.
Yep.
When they was if Russ just threw a touchdown and ran over by Sean Payton, just pointed at him. Oh, that would make me feel so good.
Oh yeah. So I can't wait for that game. I can't wait when the schedule comes out in May, because I want to circle that game on the calendar. Listen, nothing else happens that day. That's a national holiday.
Come on now. That
is a national holiday.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Like I said, but until you do right by Russell, everything you do is going to fail.
Yeah, and I love what GA said. Too much ego, and Bentz gave you your credit that made him a better coordinator when you told him that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So so final question as we move on to this: do you see a vision here at all? Is there anything that's going to see that you see that's going to work from this point out when what they're doing?
Yeah, I see a whole lot of things working. I see the lights not work. I see there's a lot of vision that I see, and I see a lot of things working. Everything that's working is not going to work for them.
Oh, there it is.
I give them 3 wins.
Ooh, that's before the schedule come out, huh? 3 wins.
That's before the schedule. I give them 3 wins.
Okay.
They better hope the lights work.
Yeah,
because that much money that they owe Russell, shit, they can't put that. They can't reinvest that. They better hope.
I don't care if the salary cap went up $50 million. Having $30-some-odd million going to one player that's not playing, dead money that you can't use.
Money.
You know how many players you can get for $37 million? Think about it. How many solid players you can give for $37 million?
That's like going to Jersey Mike's, buying a sub, taking it to someone and watching them eat it.
No benefits for you, sir.
No benefits for you.
No soup for you.
No soup for you.
No soup for you.
So real quick, what do you see? Do you see anything working for the Broncos this year?
I think I said it on Twitter. I had to go back and look at my tweets, but I think I said it. I said that.
How do people go check out the Twitter?
I think I said that I have a vision that in 2 years the GM and the coach will be gone. They're going to be starting over again.
Yeah,
it's going to set them back even further.
Yep.
So look out for that. Sorry, Broncos fans, but it's a reality, because if you look at your roster, I mean, you got Patrick Surtain, Javonte Williams, and I'm sorry, you can't win with one running back and one corner. Not in this league.
Yeah,
not in this league.
Yeah,
not in this league. So good luck to you all, and we'll pray for you. But I'm not gonna pray for too hard because I'm a Chargers fan.
There you go.